Hello, this is going to be a demonstration on how to use multisig addresses on zcash with pyzcto. I have set up a simulation environment with 3 wallets. This one on the left is going to simulate the wallet of a buyer. It's going to send some money to a seller, which is this one on the right. And they will agree on some multisig address with some arbitrator. So they're going to use a 2 of 3 signature, which means that 2 of these 3 guys have to agree in order to spend the money from the multisig address. That's how this guy can be sure that this guy pays him, and this guy can be sure that this guy sends him before receiving the money. Okay. So the workflow is going to be the following. This guy on the right is going to create, well, anyone could create, but in this case it's going to be the seller. It's going to create a multisig address. This multisig address needs the public key of each one of these guys, and they're going to take the public key from one of their transparent addresses. So we make right click over an address, we show the public key, and this is what we need to create the multisig address. So this guy already has his public key, goes to the multisig here, adds the multisig address. This guy should send in the the public key corresponding to one of his addresses, paste it here, and finally this guy sends also his public key, paste it here, and we decide that it's going to need 2 signatures of these 3 public keys. So this guy has created the multisig address. Is going to be this one, and also the redeem script. The redeem script is what he has to send the other people so that we can reconstruct the multisig address. So the guy should copy this text and send it to this guy here, so he can paste it here, and we can check that it needs 2 signatures from 2 of these 3 public keys, and he should check that this public key corresponds to one of his addresses. And also the same is done for the arbitrator. And okay, so you should check that they have the same multisig address, and each one of the public keys corresponds to each one of them. So they can now import the multisig address to their wallets, and we see this this dialog asking us if we want to rescan the blockchain. That's not necessary in this case, and I recommend to say no, because it will take some time. It will take several minutes. You have to rescan the blockchain if there might be some money that's been sent to this address in the past. So you need to rescan the whole blockchain to detect that money that's been sent in the past. In this case, since we know that there is no money sent in the past to the multisig address, we can just safely say no. The 3 of them do the same. Okay, so now we can see that all of them have the multisig address in the wallet. So now the buyer can send his money to the multisig address. So we will copy the address here, so we can send some money from one of his accounts. In this case I'm going to use a transparent address, but in general I recommend to use a shielded one. I use a transparent here because I don't want to spend a couple of minutes waiting for the video. How much money? Well, let's say the item is worth 5.999 in this case. Okay, so we send the money, and now we should wait for some confirmations in the blockchain. Since this is a simulation, I will just generate the blocks myself. This is a red test network, and now we can see that the money has been sent to the multisig address. You might ask, okay, where's the rest of the money? Because I sent from some transparent address to the multisig. Where is it? It's been sent to a change address, we can recover it just by asking for a new address, and you see that the change is there. Okay. And now the seller checks that the money has been sent to the Multisig address, and he knows that this money is safe here there. It cannot be taken away without two of these three guys agreeing, so he can send the item that's been sold to this guy, and when it's received they can agree that the payment should be done. The way to make the payment is we go again to the Multisig tab, and we go to the subtab called Sign Send, and we were going to create a payment order. A payment order is just a way to say, okay, I want to spend the money from this Multisig and include the signatures. So let's say the seller says, I want to create a payment order that sends this amount from this address to where? Well, to one of his addresses. We were going to use, let's say, this one. Okay, and we add this to the payment order. You see a line is been added here. It means it's going to send this amount to this address. We could split the payment, say, let's say half for this guy and half for our address of this guy, so we could add different lines to that just by putting here different cases and click add in each time. And here we have the payment order. So this is the plain payment order, but it needs to be signed by two people. The way to sign it is just to put the payment order here, click sign, and you see that the text has been changed to include the signature of this guy. So we have a payment order with only one signature, which means that it cannot be broadcasted yet. It needs two. So we send this payment order to let's say the buyer, say he agrees on paying. So he pastes this here, the payment order. He can check, okay, the payment order consists on paying this amount to this address from this address. Okay, I agree. So I sign it too, and you see that the text is changed to include the signature, and the broadcast button is enabled. So it means that the payment order is ready to be sent to the network. We can broadcast it, and if we wait for confirmations, blocks to be mined and so on, we can check, okay, the money is not in the Multisig address anymore. Where is it? It's been sent to the address that we decided. The arbitrator didn't play any role in this case, but he could play a role if these two guys disagree. So the arbitrator could decide, okay, this guy is right, so the money should go to him, or this guy is right, so the money should go to him. In that case, the payment orders would be signed by the arbitrator and one of them instead of these two. And that's it.